Gita, it seems we've lost Humphrey again.
Okay. Thank you, Brahim, for that beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
So is there anyone we've left behind who hasn't given their presentation? I remember at 1340, Idris didn't have a chance to give his presentation. Is he there?
No, they're not
Okay.
around.
Anyone whom we'll have left behind? Okay, in the absence of everyone whom we have left behind, I can open up for discussions. We can go right ahead with our program to the open discussions.
Are there any questions left which weren't answered in the chat? That's probably a good place to start.
Yes, we have a raised hand from ARUA CoE-MEN. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. I really did not have any specific questions. I thought maybe it was still a chance for me to present. I think I might have missed how to register where they present, how to attend. So maybe it's late to do anything else by now. Otherwise, I was ready with my presentation. Thank you.
But did you never send your presentation? If you've never sent your presentation or never registered, I mean, what's your name? Because I can't see you on the program.
My name is Januario Hossi.
Yeah, I can't see you on the program, and we spent a lot of time putting the program together, and I think it's a bit unfair for you to come in now and expect to present. So sorry, no.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Better luck next time, okay? Because we will be doing this again, but
yes.
In more themes. As I said, this was an experiment. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you.
Professor Rading, you may speak. I see your hand is up. You had a question earlier, I think.
Thank you very much. Rading here. I wanted to respond to a question from Michael. Michael had asked about the fact that plastic bags are banned in Kenya. Single-use plastic bags are banned in Kenya, and he was wondering if this would affect the flow of plastics. My answer to him is that when we started the study, plastic bags were already banned, and the contribution by weight of single-use plastic bags to the plastic waste is very nominal. So the ban or no ban on single-use plastic bag does not really affect the material flow. I hope I answered Michael. Thank you very
much. Thank you, Professor. I think Gita, you can go on and take over the Q&A, get the speakers to answer their questions.
Okay. Yes, we can go ahead to the Q&A. Thank you, Lebo. Is there anyone who has a question? Anyone whose question was not answered?
Yes, Jamil, you may go on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Jamil.
So firstly, thank you for this amazing conference. It's very helpful. So my question to Narjis bin Brahim, please, if she here. I also work for 2D materials, and if you can put your email, it's a great thing for Narjis bin Brahim. Thank you.
Okay, Brahim, you can put your email in the chat box.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I see.
If you have a
I
question,
see
just
a
raise your
hand.
hand and we'll give you permissions.
Any question, any comment? If you have a question, just raise your hand. We'll give you permission. I see Jamel. You have a question, comment?
Yes, my question, or of course, about certificate, because I don't show my presentation in this event. There are opportunity to to give me a certificate. It's possible, or hello.
I didn't get that, Jamil. You can come again.
Hello.
Jamil, we can hear you.
Thank you. So my question about certificate of participation, because I unfortunately I don't present my work in this event. I don't hear about it before.
Hey, Jamil, will be giving certificates of participation to everyone who came through for the conference. So definitely you'll get a certification of attendance.
Oh, thank you. It's good
Thank
news.
you. Thank you, sir. I see Jalil Aziz. You have a question, comment?
Yes. Thank you, Kitsu. Hello.
Yes, you can go ahead. We hear you.
Yeah. Thank you for organizing this beautiful mini conference. It's a very good. To me, I think collaboration should be a key to this kind of projects or conference. So I think you at the MRS, Africa MRS, you should look for where there is challenges in terms of research area, and I'm thinking in a way that you people should look for a way to in form of synergy, to collaborate, or to, for example, in my own research work, maybe there are some deficiency, there are some area where some institute or some organization, they're having some equipment that I may be able to use, which I may not have opportunity to. So there could be a form of like a knowledge transfer, or a form of collaboration with institutions, so that we'll be able to move ahead in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Aziz. I see one of our executive members, Dr. Robert Bathani. I'm happy to see you. You can go ahead, sir. Dr. Bathani?
Yes, thank you very much. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, doctor.
Oh, thank you so much. I have to first apologize. I'm running 2 sessions concurrently.
We understand.
And I'm chairing another meeting at the same time. However, this is my comment, that I was so impressed by the presentations. There's very, very, very valuable research that is going on. And I want to make a similar comment by the previous speaker, that this type of research really attracts interest on collaboration. And I'd be very much happy to see such research being extended to make it interdisciplinary and have contributions to the research from other fields. I'm not going to be very specific to any particular work, but I have identified certain areas where meaningful contribution can be made to beef up the research. So I think after going through the presentations in future, we may establish some niche areas for collaboration. But all in all, I am really impressed, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Bathani.
And yes.
Yes, go ahead.
No. I was saying congratulations to the researchers for the good job they are doing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm going to take Aliru Mustafa, then take Professor Cornish. Aliru, you can go ahead. Next up, I'll be taking Professor Cornish. He has a hand up.
Hello.
Hello, Aliru.
Thank you. I want to ask if there will be certificate of presentation different from of participation.
We will be having a certificate of participation for everyone who attended the conference, and we will also have the certificates for the plenary speakers. Did that answer your question? Aliru? Okay, it seems we've lost Aliru. Professor Cornish, you wanted to say something?
Thank you. I couldn't find where to unmute. Yeah, I think we should discuss offline about the certificates for the participants, because although it's nice for the plenaries speakers, they probably don't need it as much as maybe the participants. So I think we should discuss that offline, not today. Okay.
Okay, definitely.
Thanks. And then the other thing I was thinking of, yes, I love this idea about collaboration, which is one of the reasons we wanted to do this. And to remind people about the videos that we've got on the African MRS site, that's got some stuff to collaborate with if you're interested. And although it's mainly Wits University, South Africa, there's one from Nairobi on fatigue measurement, and also 2 from Stellenbosch. And I'm hoping there's going to be more videos from Stellenbosch. But then the other thing I'd like to get out of this conference, there is that questionnaire, isn't there? And then there's also the book of abstracts, which people should get. But the other thing is maybe the idea of what we should do for the next conference. And I think the next conference should be much more concentrated. So not just everything that our center does. I hate having my video going. I didn't want it on during my presentation because sometimes I find that the bandwidth is too much. But anyway, I've got no presentation now. So yeah, the next conference I think should definitely be more concentrated, more of a theme rather than everything that our Center of Excellence is interested in. So there should be a questionnaire and hopefully you can fill it in and let us know, or put your hand up now and say we should have it in this. But it's got to be, for us to be involved, it's got to be something to do with materials, energy or nanotechnology, or any 2 or 3 of those joined together. So that was one thing. But then the other thing that I really want to try and get going is, and maybe this should be the next one if people agreed, is, and we've had a couple of presentations here would already fit into that category, is taking a problem in Africa, and we've got lots, and coming up with a near solution to it, okay? So what I mean by that is it's, yes, a lot of us are looking at different things, but some of our things are actually quite far away from getting commercialized. As I said, there were a couple in today's presentations that made that. How would you feel about that? So we've got major problems in Africa with energy, and I think there's, some of these things are being covered, like the water, trying to clean up water. What do people think about that? So it's more of a, not quite off the shelf solutions, but a nearer to off the shelf solutions than some of the academics often work with. Because if I think of our materials, our prospective dental materials, we're going to have to do a whole load of tests first with our materials. So although hopefully they're coming, they're not like tomorrow's solution. So it'll be nice if I can get some feedback on that, and also some feedback on what the topic of the next the next mini conference should be. And I rather like what we did. I know it was a bit chaotic when some people couldn't load their presentations, but I do realize, and I apologize for the short sessions. But one advantage of those is you can get more people in, and it's quite an art to be able to give your talk in 10 minutes. It can be done. So to me, it wasn't that bad that we only had 10-minute sessions, because it's quite a good thing to give. And if you ever have to give a proposal to industry, you probably get less than that. I've been to things where I've had to give 2-minute presentations, and they are a pain, because you really have to think what's important, what have I got to get across, and you can't waffle. So I'd love your ideas, please. And thank you everyone who turned up, and especially thank you to everyone who presented. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kodish. Lisema Brahimi needs your email address in the chat box. If you may kindly attend to that. Then I thought I saw hands here. Okay. Oh, there we go. We have a brilliant Jomsi. You have something to say? Comment, question?
Okay, yeah, just hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's Guillaume Jomsi from Cameroon. In short, I'm very, since I've been following you guys, I'm just very happy for the conference. I just, in short, is to add to what those various doctors were just complaining about the synergies that we can be working together. And also, Professor Con is just mentioned it here on her speech that she was saying about the universities that are working together. But me here, presently I'm in Cameroon, but now I don't know if she have already put in place, how can I say, if she have already put in place, because whenever I want to do some test samples, I'm facing some difficulties. So I don't know whether there's already a means, a way that that whenever I have a problem, or in maybe measuring, or maybe applying, doing some tests, if there is, because she just named Nairobi and South Africa, that there are some universities that we are already in partnership with. But I don't know if the contacts can be given to us so that we can work in synergies in the various labs in the domain of material science. Yeah, that's all about my question. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next up, we have Bijo Obanda. You have your hand up. Comment, question?
Hello, it's fine now?
It's fine. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Hassan? Okay.
Hassan,
hello. Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for a wonderful conference. Okay, I've put my question on chat, but it was not respond. But my question was, I need a permission if I can have a contact of Zelike, because his presentation was maybe can be helpful for me That one I need his contact. Maybe we can talk in private. Maybe for we can talk in private for more discussion. And then I was also asking for a next presentation for a next mini conference. It will be also online or in face to face. That one was my question.
I believe Professor Cornish, you have an answer to that one.
How did
Will the
how
next
did you guess?
presentation?
Yes. Yeah. How did you guess? Yeah, my feeling is that for a while we should stick with this format because there are other conferences. The nice thing about this format is it's cheap. Face-to-face is great, but it gets quite expensive and it's more difficult to organize and not everybody can come. So I think for a little while at least, we should stick with this format because it's much easier for people to come. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks.
Yeah, but please, can you? I need to some answer for a following question. But if it's a face-to-face conference, what or you can support what a transport for a conference?
Well, that's the problem because we did have funding, but it was only for specific things. So we couldn't have done that. That's the problem. Okay. Yeah. So that's why it's easier to pay African MRS to do certain services for us, including running conferences like this. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. In an ideal world, it would be great if we had lots of money and we could have lots of conferences and we could all meet up in person, maybe more themed conferences, have more time for the presentations. And also, I mean, to me, one of the most important things in conferences is the coffee breaks and talking to people one-on-one. But what we can do is I can see people are swapping emails. That's fine in the chat. What we can do is that meanwhile, because running a conference is actually takes a lot of work and you need a lot of money. And it's not the work that frightens me. It's the lot of money because we haven't got that. So yeah, I would love to have a full conference, but I will add a plug for the African MRS conference, which is at the end of the year. So, okay, we haven't got funding to send people there, but I would really encourage people to go there, look it up on the website and see what you can do. So thanks.
Thank you, Professor Cornish. Bijo, I bet that answers your question. You have Zeleke's contacts in the chat box. He just sent them through. I have 3 hands up from Ekani Peter Etape, Hassan Abubakar, and Jalili Aziz. Those will be the last people to comment or ask questions. Then we will close.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the conference, but I feel that subsequently presenters should be told in advance how much time they would use to do their presentations. That way they can outrightly plan out and sort what they think will be important that will be given within the short time. It was a wonderful thing, and we need things like this more and more. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. That is a beautiful comment. We'll take it into consideration. Hassan Abubakar.
Kizo.
Yes,
Yes.
hello, good evening, everyone.
Okay, let me wait for, I wanted to address that comment in terms of, I think presenters should also pay attention when the program is shared so that they're able to see the time slot they've been allocated. I mean, that's the little detail that I feel like maybe we fail to pay attention to. So next time, kindly, when you are sent a program, try to see how much time you are allocated. Thank you.
Thank you. Hassan Abubakar.
Yes.
Jalili Aziz.
Good
Yes.
day.
Good day. We can hear you. Go on, Hassan. Okay, it seems we have lost Hassan. Aziz, you had something to say.
Yes, I have. Thanks for the program, the well-organized program. And I think I want to respond to the previous speaker in terms of the time. I think timetable was sent to us a day or 2 days before the program. And I think the time allocated for each speaker is there. When you look at it, I think from there is a mail that contains the conference program. So you can see from the something that we have just 10 minutes for each of the program. With the so I think sometimes occasionally when we have program like this, we should check for the updates from the organizers so that we know what's the information they are giving us. I think I just want to encourage us so that we follow up with the information they are sending to us. Though we know we have a lot of schedules and we have a lot of program we are running, but anytime there is program like this, I know the organizer will keep on updating us. So we should go by checking our updates. So I just want to give kudos to you guys, the MRS people, and everybody that put up this program. It's a wonderful thing, and then generally the problem that is facing Africa as a whole.
Okay, thank you, Aziz. I believe before I hand over to Professor Cornish, I would like to thank my team for organizing this mini conference in collaboration with ARUA Center of Excellence, Materials, Energy, and Nanotechnology. Let me take this opportunity to ask all the AMRS team members to switch on their videos so that the people can see you and know who they're dealing with. Humphrey Kitumetse Lebo. Unfortunately, Dr. Chigome, who's our head of the secretariat, could not be with us today. He's attending another conference in Namibia and will only be back on Saturday.
Don't forget Marina.
But he sends his regards. I believe Professor Koinish would introduce
Don't forget Marina.
But I know Marina is somewhere here, somewhere. Marina?
I don't think Marina is.
Oh yeah,
here
she
now.
did mention she won't be here today. Yes.
No, she was running around doing some other stuff. So Marina is my right hand at Wits University, and she's been really great. She's definitely part of the team. So yeah, but she needed to catch up on other stuff because we've been working very hard together. And maybe she's sick of the sight of me and needed a break. But no, she did have some other stuff to do because we've had a really hectic week this week, getting the conference together and also a major report for one of our sponsors. So when your sponsors ask for stuff, you sort of do your best to get it to them. So yeah.
Yeah, true. Thank you, Professor Cornish. Yes, as I was saying, my name is Kitso Marape. I'm the administrator of the African Materials Research Society and also the coordinator. On my far left, I have Humphrey Sidumedi, who's been your MC for the day. He's our reporter. Those reports, those newsletters, he's the right guy to go to. He's our journalist here, our mouthpiece at African Materials Research Society. Then we have the lady behind the technical aspect of information technology, Leboga Mudise, who's our IT personnel. She's been the one dealing with the technical problems behind the scenes. Then I don't see Kitumetse. Kitumetse is our database support. She's the one who enables us to reach all the 54 countries in Africa. As you know, the objective of the African Materials Research Society is to promote excellence in all aspects of materials research and ensure active participation and involvement of all the 54 countries in Africa. So Kitumetse ensures that our database is able to reach across all the 54 countries in Africa. Yes, then we also have Dr. Chigome, who was the head of the secretariat and the president of the African Materials Research Society. And lastly, we have our graphic designer who could not be here with us today, Utwana Mohapaisi. Apart from that, I think, thank you guys. Thank you so
one
much.
moment, please.
Yes.
I've just put the links to our socials in the chat. We have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So if you could do us the kindness of following our pages and checking out our content. The conference today is live, but we will also be uploading it on YouTube for your consumption. You will get your presentations via mail for all the presenters that spoke today. We also have the book of abstracts that you will also receive through your email. Thank you.
May I kindly know exactly if we have a date when this conference will be repeated? Thank you.
That's an easy one to ask, not yet. Because, yeah, there's quite a lot going on in our side and quite a lot going on the African MRS side. So we have to negotiate a date that's good for both of us. But I would like to try and have another one before the end of the year. But remember, the other thing that's happening before the end of the year is the African MRS conference. Although we just want to keep away. We don't want to be on the same time as that, but we will. I really would like to have another one by the end of the year and try and have some next year as well. But if anybody's got an idea for a date, please tell us. Other than that, I think I'd just really like to thank African MRS for an absolutely stunning job. Thank Humphrey for chairing. I didn't want to chair today because I've been having some work done in my office, and luckily it wasn't. They weren't here when I was doing my presentation. It would have been really embarrassing. So I just had to put up with banging and stuff. And it's something that I've been trying to get done for months, so I couldn't really turn them away. So, but thank you, African MRS. Thank you, everyone who attended, and thank you, everyone who presented. I think it went very well. You're always going to have hiccups online, but I think it went very well. I enjoyed it. I'm sorry about the 10-minute slots, but that's just, I didn't want to turn anybody away. And I'm sorry that we couldn't really accept somebody who'd appeared on the day because we'd already turned people away after our deadline of the 10th of August, and that would have been unfair. So thank you very, very much for this. And I think we should close the conference, unless there's anything else to say.
Thank you very much, Professor Cornish. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's it. Everybody, goodbye, and thank you very much for attending the conference. We are looking forward to staying in contact with you and looking forward to seeing you at other conferences that we may have. AMRS 2022, Dakar, Senegal, December. We'll see you there. Thank you very much.
Before everyone goes, I'll just share, for those who always call to ask how to become members of the African Materials Research Society. I'll just share the link in the chat box so that you can
Okay.
click on it and register to our database. Yes.
No, that's great.
Yeah. I've shared the Google Forms on the chat box.
All right.
Do you
All right.
visit the website for more information?
Yeah. Do visit the website for more information on the AMRS conference. I'll just share the same links to the platform before. Okay. Yes. You can see them in the chat box. You just click there, you'll get all the information regarding the conference and the registration and the payment plans. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.
Bye.